of 5 boys. Mike spent his spare time as a musician, playing various stringed instruments, including the guitar and the banjo. His interest in psychology, personal development, and natural healing began at 15, when he was given a book that would change his life forever. He has recently published that book and uses this as a source of wisdom. To serve as our meeting MC tonight, please, with a round of applause, help me welcome on stage Michael John Oscar.
Welcome, Toastmasters International Speakers Bureau. This is the Division F, right? The Founders District?
Yep.
Thank you, Lionel, for the introduction. It's almost like I wrote it myself. I'm excited about this. I'm excited about being part of the Speakers Bureau. I'm excited about the speakers that are here. I read a lot about Bobby and her past and what she works on, and I'm excited about what she has to say for us. And I'm really excited about William and what he has to share with us. We are in for a treat. I am only sorry that there's not twice or 3 times as many people that would round it. They're missing it. They're missing it. I will film it. We will take some pictures of this so we know what's going on, right? We're going to have 2 qualifying speakers tonight. But before we get to that, we're going to have Lionel share with us some educational words. So I'm going to introduce Lionel as our educational speaker right now, and then we'll have the other speeches after that. Everyone in the top 25% of the U.S. population who have already overcome their fear of public speaking has the potential to go pro as a speaker. If you've already mastered the basic of public speaking and you're wondering what does going pro as a speaker mean and how to get started, tune in. Lionel was born and raised in Cameroon, Central Africa. Lionel came to us all the way from Ghana, West Africa, where he started his higher education. He now holds a master's degree in computer information systems from a California university. Lionel is currently a university lecturer, and when he's not busy with his daytime work developing and maintaining computer software, you will find him speaking at high schools, in corporations, sharing his experience on effective communication and leadership. Lionel dreams of earning a 6-figure income from speaking, and he has got started on that dream journey. During the next 15 minutes, you will learn how you can also get started with not only eventually earning an income from speaking, but more importantly, clarify what your message is and identify the people your message is for. You will walk away with resources and ideas that when implemented, will help you get started on your dream journey as a pro speaker. With a round of applause, please welcome on stage Lionel Yamentu, presenting How to Get Started on Your Pro Speaking Dream. Lionel Yamentu.
Very good. Thank you, Michael. He made it sound much better than I wrote it. Thank you. Two things before we get started. Make sure you do have a pen and you do have the meeting schedule in front of you. If you turn it to the back where you have the speakers' profiles, you have some space at the bottom there to take some notes. We have a much better crowd than I expected, so what we're going to do, we're going to use it to advantage and make this quite interactive.
Technical. Do the brief version, whatever you want.
You are at a meeting where you get together with others with the objective of helping one another improve how you communicate. And as part of that meeting, you invite people to come in. Now, one of those meeting days, you have someone who walks in, and she's Jessica. Jessica walks in, she's very shy, very timid, and she really doesn't know what to expect. And when Jessica is called upon to introduce herself to the rest of the group, she's barely able to do that. She almost ran out of breath trying to spell her name. She doesn't know what to say. She stutters. She begins to sweat. And you are out there in that group just trying as much as you can to show her the biggest smile that you can put on your face. And you're not really sure if it's making a difference, but she's able to go through that introduction. Now fast forward 1 year down the line, and Jessica is flashing that same smile that you flashed as someone else. Fast forward another year later, 2 years down the line, and Jessica talks about dreams. Dreams of one day being up on stage, sharing her story, sharing her message, inspiring others, helping them to overcome the fears that she overcame from that day. And that was a 2 years journey for Jessica. Some of you remember those days where maybe you were afraid. But today you are probably in a better place, a place where you feel the calling, the desire to share, to give back, to be that smiley face in the audience for someone else. What we're going to try and do for the next 10, 15 minutes is to see how, by identifying the basics of what it takes to get you started on that journey, get you started on that journey. It's a very simple process I want us to go through. And it's a 3-step process. Very simple. I'm going to focus on the basics. Why? Because I believe Toastmasters as an organization help us master the basics. And I heard someone once say, the only reason why I learned how to speak in public is so I could break all the rules. The only reason why I went through that learning process is so I could break the rules. So I believe if you know the basics, you can be entitled to breaking them. So we're going to focus on the basics. Here's the first point I want you to take note of. On your journey to speaking and eventually earning an income from speaking, I don't care what an income is, what that income is. It could be $50 given to you by a non-profit because you came in, you talked to them, you made them smile or laugh, they had a good time. And as part of this interaction, I want to kind of set the stage by defining what pro speaking is. From my learning and understanding, pro speaking is speaking to make a difference and earn an income in the process. Period. Speaking to make a difference and earn an income in the process. If you do that, then to me, you are a pro speaker. Very simple. How can you do that then? First step, you get to have a why. Someone write down why. And to help you clarify exactly what I mean by why, I want to tell the story of a friend. And that friend worked with me when I was trying to craft a speech that I could take on to the Toastmasters World Championship of Public Speaking. And that friend went because she had been all the way to the semifinals more than once. And when I went to her and I asked her, hey, what do you think I should have in a speech to win this thing? Because I actually don't know what to talk about. She said, that must be a joke. You can't tell me you have nothing to talk about, considering where you're coming from. But let me help you with the process. She said, imagine you are on your deathbed and you're surrounded by your loving and caring family. And you are on your last breath. And one of your children or grandchildren asks you the question, Dad or Grandpa, you seem to have had a good life. What could you leave me with so I could also have a good life like you did? She said, what would you tell them? And on that day, I couldn't find an answer. But when I went home and I pondered on my life and the short lifespan I've had so far, it came to me. And I went on with that message and crafted a speech I was really proud of. And that speech took me quite a while.
Yeah.
And I was really proud of it. I was happy with it. And it took me quite a distance. Now, here's the question for you. If you are in that position on your deathbed, and you have to leave a message to someone who is close to your heart, what would that message be? For me, the message was, live well and pursue your dreams. Simple. Live well and pursue your dreams. And I can elaborate on that for 2 minutes, 20 minutes, or 2 days. Now for you, what is that message? Think about it for a moment. And I'm going to call on maybe 2 or 3, the brave ones in the room, to share what they believe that message would be. I'm going to start by asking for a volunteer, and if there's no volunteer, I'm going to pick someone. So let's have the first volunteer. What is that one message you want to leave if you are called to leave the planet? Yes?
Yeah, I do this all the time, and I've done it. I've gone a long way, and I have somebody usually, is that don't be afraid to tell people that you believe in them. Because
Excellent.
people don't know. And those words, those simple 4 words, I believe in you,
Excellent.
make the world a difference.
Excellent, very good. Don't be afraid to tell people that you believe in them. Say it as much as you can.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Let's have a second person. Bobby?
I can tell you. My why is learn what it means to be spiritually healthy, whatever that is for you, and learn what it means to make good choices and not make bad choices and focus in on what you're good at that has cultivated a dream that you want to pursue, not after 20 years of self-medicating.
Excellent.
Do it as soon as possible.
Very good. Thank you. And I know most of you already are formulating some ideas, and that's the point of this exercise, to kind of see what our core message might be. And trust me, your core message could be very simple, but could be expanded because you have a lifetime of experiences to draw from. The first point was why. Know why you're speaking. I speak because I want to be able to encourage people to live well and pursue their dreams, just like the way I believe I am. The second point is WHO, W-H-O. So the first was why, and the second point is WHO. And to explain what I mean by WHO, I want to tell you that what you do on stage is a reflection of what you do off stage. Who you are on stage is a reflection of who you are off stage. If you want to be a great speaker, a great communicator, first and foremost, you have to focus on being a great person, a better person than you are today. So who are you? What are your core values? On my way here tonight, Victor, who is our past bureau chair, sent me an email this morning and he told me, hey man, I'm so sorry I won't be able to make the meeting tonight because I got injured playing basketball. Forgive me, but I'm not going to be there tonight, but I believe that you can do a great job. I replied, thank you man, I'll let the others know. On my way out here, I was checking the map and he was telling me I might run about 5 minutes late. And something came to my mind. I said, my 3 primary values are integrity, professionalism, and teamwork. But when it comes to this bureau, I've not done a lot of teamwork building, team building, which is why if I run here late, I'm worried because I know there isn't a core team to help me set things in motion in case I'm not there. You see, so when I go out to speak and I claim to people, I encourage people to live well and pursue their dreams by building a team around them. It's a team of supporters and cheerleaders. I'm not going to feel too good about that because it's an area where I'm lacking myself. Right? Does that make sense? So if you want to be able to encourage people to live by what you're saying, you must live by what you're saying yourself. It's critical. So who you are off stage is who you are on stage. To be a better speaker, you must become a better person. That was the second point. Let's go to the third point. WHOM, womb. And this is about identifying a group that you are excited about speaking to. The way I frame this is this. I give you a call and I tell you, hey, I heard about you from Michael. He said he met you at the meeting and you're very excited about talking to X group about ABC. I have a check right here for $500. It's from a nonprofit, so it's a huge amount to them, but they're going to put together 500 people and they want you to come and speak to them. The money is yours, just has to show up and deliver, and I know you will because Michael recommended you. Here's the question. If you could put any group of people in that audience and you could pick the topic that you'd speak about to them, what would that group be and what would that message be? And the amount doesn't really matter. It could be 50, 500, 5,000, or 500,000. But the question is, what is the group that you'd be most excited to speaking to? And what is the topic that you'd be most excited to speak on? So what is your target group? To me, my target group when I speak is young adults, people who are professionals, ideally engaged in a profession of their choosing or that they're excited about. And it's basically to encourage them to seek further than wherever they are, which is why it is live well, pursue your dreams. Because I believe all of us have dreams within us that are dying to be expressed out there, which is why most of you make time to be out here tonight, because there's still that small spark in you that is yearning for that fuel to make that fire burn brighter and brighter. Am I making sense to someone? If I am, say yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Come on, talk to me. Say yes, you are. Excellent. So by the time you leave tonight, I want you to feel that there is hope. Tomorrow is better than yesterday was. Why? Because now, to get started or to get further, I know I have to be more specific about my why. Know exactly why I do this, because trust me, there are times that are going to be very hard. One time I spent about a year without seeking any opportunity to speak because of some challenges I was facing. So there are times that are going to be challenging, which is why you have to really believe in your mission, the reason why you are excited about being up here and sharing what you have within you. Second, remember, everything you do off stage affects what you do on stage. You can't be telling lie off stage and hoping to tell the truth when you're on stage. That's not going to happen. Number three, if you have the ideal audience for you, for what you have to say, what would you tell them? Now, I do have a workbook here that I prepared for you. And the challenge is I do have only about 7 copies, and we are more than 7. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass them out. I know you two are together, so I'm going to give you one for the two of you. Is that okay?
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And what it has is basically, it's a workbook that has an outline with fill in the blanks that you can use to go deeper in this process we started. all right? It has fill in the blanks, it has questions, it has words of encouragement that you can use to help yourselves get along further than the basics that we covered. Yes?
Do you have electronically as well?
Yes, I do. So for those who don't have printers at home, to probably print out a copy, who doesn't have a way to print at home? Okay, so you're gonna get one.
You are so generous.
Who else doesn't have a way to print out at home? Okay. Very good. For everyone else, you have a way to print out at home, right? Great. You are really engaged, so I'm going to give you one anyway.
Lionel, let me see, or is that the one I already have?
Yes, I updated with a lot of new
Oh,
references.
you updated it.
So I'm going to send you
Second edition, girl.
Exactly. So I'm going to send you an electronic copy, and I worked on your printer before, right?
No.
No? It
No,
wasn't
my
you?
printer is
Okay, so we're going to take care of that sometime.
No worries.
Thank
Just
you.
save me one.
Thank you. Now, to wrap this up, because my time is about up. Did you see that? To wrap this up because my time is about up? That was cool, right?
Alliteration too.
Very
Excellent.
good.
Very good. So I want to close with a short story. And my goal eventually is to earn 6 figures speaking. And someone asked me once, well, so for you, is it about the money? And I said, no, it's not about the money, it's about the impact. Because for you to earn 6 figures, it means you're probably delivering 7 or 8 figures in value to the people you serve. And let me tell you a short story to illustrate what I mean, and that's how we're going to close. One day, I was invited to speak to a local college in Los Angeles. And I gave them a talk on leadership, to basically encourage them to serve their community and their college better. It was a group of about 17 to 14 years old. Now, when I was done with my talk, I waited at the door, as I usually do when I speak to young adults. I wait at the door and I give them handshakes as they are on their way out. I want to connect that way before we do talk and after the talk. So as I was giving handshakes to people, there's one young man. He was waiting at the corner. He waited until everyone else had gone. And as he was walking towards me, I could see there was something on his mind. And he asked me a question. And the question was, do you really believe what you were saying? That all my dreams can really come true? That I do have what it takes to make it? And I really wasn't expecting that, because I could feel it was coming from a deep part of him. And I was awestruck and I really didn't know how to respond. And all I could do was to extend my arms and give him a hug. And as I did, I whispered in his ears, "Yes, I do." And he said, "Thank you." And he left. To me, no amount of money can pay for that single experience. He wasn't up to a minute, but to me,